Okay, go.
Of course.
Okay, Din Mohammed, let me introduce. This is the workshop series 3, and we are going to focus on today water and wastewater management in green buildings. So, Din Mohammed, Aycan, Shingiz, and Navid are the organizers of the week. Stage is yours, Din Mohammed, please go on.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Our group, Ayjan, Tukaziban, Shingiz, Abdialim, Muhammad, Navid Biat, and Din Mohamed Abalda, will present you the topic water and wastewater management in green building. Our outline. Here you can see the what kind of the certification system do we choose. The first one will go the Green Globe, the second one Il Lead, the third one is BREEAM, the next is WELL, and after that we will give you a comparison, conclusion, and of course a question and answer session. Introduction. Here I will show you two little videos and just to show the problems that will be if we are just do not change our tendency of using the water. Okay, and the next video. And here you can see that this video is just make us to think about what we are doing with water. And one of the way to save our planets by the saving the water is using the green building. And now I will just introduce you the Green Globes certification in terms of water and wastewater management. Here you can see the green globes here. The as it was said, the maximum total points in the green globes is 1,000 points, and water is takes only 110 points of total. It means that it's take 11% of the total points. And this water consists of the eight subcategories like water consumption, cooling towers, boilers, and water heaters. Then water intensive application, next water treatment, alternative source of water, metering, and irrigation. Here I just put the part of the what kind of the uh, green globes what kinds of the parameters takes how much the points. For example, it goes from the biggest to the lowest. For example, energy took 39% of the whole total points. Then it goes the indoor environment and so on. And you can see the water is takes almost the last place after the emission and PM, which they're equal, have the equal percentage. Let's start water consumption. In the green globes, water consumptions, one of the criteria of the usage. I will not focus on the all of them. I will introduce you the one of the most important. Um, Here, one of the most important question is using the Green Globes water consumption calculator. Is the project water consumption of the building less than the given baseline? For example, if you save 4%, you will just give maximum points is 24 points. If you will save only 35 till 39%, you will give 18 points. However, if you will save less, for example, 25 percent, you will take 0 points. You will not give the points, and if a little bit higher than 25, you will get only 6 points. And also, it's important to say that the what is um, what's parameters is going to the calculator is toilets, residential shower heads, residential kitchen facets, residential lavatory faucets, and application is residential dishwashers, residential closets, and washers. Cooling towers. And it should mention that dry cooling does not use the evaporation cooling of working fluid, usually water. It means that we are just cooling our buildings by the dry cooling, uh, by do not using the water. And this is question: what percentage of cooling consists of dry cooling? If it's 75 till 100 of the dry cooling, you will get the maximum point 3. If it's less than 2%, 1%, 1 point for the 21 till 50%, and if less than 21% is no points. Also, mark not applicable, where there is no is a good reason why air cooling is not appropriate. There, of course, some type of the building there is not appropriate. Then there goes is the boilers and water heaters. Here there are only one criteria with four sub-criteria. Here you see they're very straightforward. Uh, the boilers and water heater system of 50 bhp and above have a boilers with makeup meter. Uh, uh, and if it's yes, you just give you will take the 1 point. If no, 0 points. And the same for the next three questions. For the steam boilers, have conductivity meter. Boiler system with over 50 bhp have condensate return system, and boilers have conductivity controllers. The next one is water intensive application. Here you can see uh, the question: do food service avoid water intensive equipment as follow? Of If yes, you will just give the 1 point. If no, no point. And this next question is: there is no water fed garbage disposal. If yes, 1 point. If no, you will not give. You will not have the points. Is it is one of the criteria, and their sub criteria is similar to this one. Just by saying yes or no for the given questions. Then they're going the water treatment in the green globes. There are three questions. Are in the one of the criteria, are filtration system equipped with a pressure drop gauges that all of backwash to be based on pressure drop and not on timers? The same answer booklets. And the next one is related to the reverse osmosis. Is the reverse osmosis provide that achieves one of the following: rejects less than 70 of the feed water volume for systems that produce less than 100 gallons. It's around 380 liters per day. If the answer is yes, it's less than 70%, so you will just give the 1 point. For the less than 60% feed water systems that produce more than this one, you give also 1 point. If there are no less no answer is, you will get the 0 points. If it's not applicable, you will just remove this one from the overall points. Are water softeners equipped with recharge control based on volume of water treated or hardness and not on timers? They're straightforward question. If yes, 1 point. Is no, no points. And now we're just you can see in these slides two last parameters is metering and irrigation. Metering is a submetering for all water intensive indoor applications such as commercial kitchens, commercial laundry labs, pools, spas, and etc. If the where the submetering is present and they're just measure take the measure, you will get the 3 points. If no, 0 points. Also, is metering is including the swimming pools, laundry services, and so on. For the irrigation, the most valuable question is: what percentage of exterior vegetated space does not require irrigation? If 75% of the whole irrigation system does do not require the irrigation, is you will get we will get the maximum point. 13. If less than 11, if even less, 8 points. If less than 25%, you will get the 0 points. Of course, if you don't have the irrigation space, you will not get a credit from this uh, question. The next part will explain my colleague Ayjan.
Thank you, Din Mohamed. Good afternoon, guys. I was working. Din Mohamed, my voice is clearly to you, to audience.
Yes.
Yes, good. Go on.
Thank you. LEED is the world's rating system for design, construction, and operation of high performance buildings. First group introduced each certification system in detail. That's why I'm going to skip on our focus. In this slide, the highlights of a LEED system is represented, but again, we will focus on water efficiency part. The LEED certification divides the water efficiency into two parts. First is as a indoor water usage, and a second part is a outdoor water usage. In the framework of this part, some requirements was developed. They're going to help to projects to get some rewards for improving their water efficiency and improving their usage of water consumption. Could you proceed, please? Thank you. So it is possible to get 12 points out of 110. It consists about 12% of total. We have here 4 subcategories, but not all of them are credits or requirements. We have 2 prerequisites and 2 credits. Prerequisites, in that part, it is not possible to get any points, but without performing or doing it, it is not also possible to proceed to the credits. So once the prerequisites are performed and done, you can move to the credit parts when where for the first credit it is possible to get till 10%, while for the second one it's possible to get 2 points. And in next slide we will discuss each part in detail. Could you please go next slide? Thank you. So first prerequisite is a water use reduction. Here, as a requirement, we have to reduce the aggregate water consumption at least by 20%. That will give in a credit 3 points to us. As I said before, the water use reduction considered as a total of 2 parts. In a first part, indoor water savings is considered only. In the first part, the average usage of water for fixture type should be calculated, and based on that rate, the calculation of average water amount should be calculated. It's for indoor water savings. I will show the fixture types in the next slide, but also we have outdoor water savings, where the water consumption for landscape and landscape design should also be calculated. Each type has its own tools and calculators to define the amount of water. In the next slide, Din Mohamed, could you go to the next slide, please?
This slide?
Yes, thank you. Here you can see the fixture type of indoor water saving. considers water closets, some public restrooms, shower heads, clothes washers, dishwashers, and the amount as a value are also provided. In the next slide, Mohammed. Thank you. These measures should also be taken, but for outdoor water saving measures. First is installation of smart scheduling technologies. For example, there are some weather-based sensors that could help us in reduction of water usage. They provide the irrigation only at a sunny, shiny days where is no rain. As a result, it will, of course, will reduce the amount of usage of water. Next steps are usage of captured or reclaimed water, and also for site or for landscape design, for irrigation of plants, it would be better to use treated water or non-potable water, of course, in order to save the consumption, reduce the consumption. Could you go to the next? Thank you. So this one is the next prerequisite, building level water metering. Here, it requires us to install some permanent water meters in order to track the consumption of water in the life cycle of the building. This data should be collected and shared to the lead console every 5 years, so they can track the usage. Next slide, please. Now we can proceed to the credits. Credits are directly connected with the prerequisite that we already told. For example, in the first credit, the water in the first prerequisite, we already calculated the amount of water that the building use, and it should be, as a credit, it should be reduced at least 20% and till 55%. You can see in the table points that are awarded to each percentage of reduction, and till 10%, till 10 points can be get in this credit. Next slide, please. Second credit is water metering. Again, as discussed in the prerequisites, it asks us to use some meter water systems. For example, as a option 1, it says that at least for 2 of these systems, like irrigation, indoor plumbing, or domestic hot water, should be installed water meters. And as a second option, it asks to install a permanent water meter for each residential building and its site. For each option, it is possible to get till 1 point. So to sum up, lead system has 4 categories to control the water waste management. And now my colleague Chingiz will continue with his system. Chingiz?
I'm sorry.
The sound is not coming. Chingiz, something is wrong.
Oh, what about now? Can you hear me?
It is still low.
I'm sorry, Professor. I think it is because of my microphone.
Okay.
I will try. I will try to speak louder so that you can hear me.
Yes,
can you hear
yes.
me now?
Yes, it is much better. It is at least it is hearable. Yeah, we can hear you now. Not very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, the next certification system is BREEAM, and as it the BREEAM system certification system was also introduced in the previous workshops. So for that reason, I will mostly focus on water and wastewater management only. So uh, So the BREEAM system, similarly to the uh, uh, other previous systems, mostly focuses on energy. And for that reason, the water category in the certification systems have only 10 points out of 150, which is 6.6. And in the comparison with the global problem that was uh, presented at the beginning in the videos, it looks very small and it's strange actually. And the water category in the BREEAM certification system is in the 8th place among all these 10 categories. So we can see that the water has a very insignificant role in overall the certification system. However, it is still have very interesting features. So I decided to present you the BREEAM certification system in terms of water and wastewater management. So the water category in the BREEAM system consists of 4 subcategories, which is water consumption, water monitoring, leak detection, and water efficient equipment. Sounds familiar, isn't it? Because seems like all the certification systems have the overall the trend to that aims to minimize the water consumption and does everything that they think efficient for that reason. And we can see that the water consumption, the water monitoring, especially the metering, the water leak detection, and other subcategories that this BREEAM system has sounds have very similar approaches with the previous certification systems. And let's go through all these subcategories. The first one is water consumption, water 01. So the overall idea is to have a baseline, a certain baseline that is calculated based on the equipments that the building has. It is something like toilets, the showers, dishwashers, and all the other equipments. We will have a certain value, the baseline value. And we know thanks for the metering equipments, we can calculate the consumption of the building. So by knowing the consumption of the building and the baseline value, we can calculate the standard watt 01. This is the name of the formula. So by calculating this, we can refer to table 38 and see how many percentage we have saved and how many BREEAM credits. This is the scoring of the BREEAM certification system. How many credits we can award it based on our savings. The interesting thing is that BREEAM certification system is a global, as it was previously said, and for that reason, it was applied for the different precipitation zones. For case of Kazakhstan, it is located in the third precipitation zone, and if we try our best, we can save about 60% of water consumption using this certification system. So the consumption is just calculated using the overall idea, liter of consumption per day per person who lives in this building. So this was the standard water 01, but surprisingly, they have also another approach for calculating the same value if we cannot have an access for the data. So alternative way of calculating the 01 value consists of the idea that we have the different precipitation zone. We will look at the third precipitation zone only because it is Kazakhstan. Then the components that we previously set here, the water consuming components, are this. So the overall, the similar water consuming components that were presented by previous organizers as well. So each water consuming component has its own baseline value, and based on that value we can calculate the level level 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of the overall performance of this component. And also here's an interesting thing that this BREEAM certification system promotes the idea of reusing the gray water and rainwater. So in context of the building, we assume that the gray water as a domestic wastewater. So so the idea is to idea is to getting the gray water value score, and also based on that value, and also based on the level of the components, get the scoring. Here's the shortened table of the levels. So for example, showers have the baseline value of 13 liters per minute, and based on our savings in showers, we can estimate our performance of this unit. And since every building has different how to say amount of components and purpose of using the weights of each of components differs from building to building, but thanks to the comments in the BREEAM Water 01 section, we can estimate the overall the level of the savings by taking the weight of each of these components. So we take each of these components, their weights and their performance, and based on that value, we can refer to the previously shown table for scoring the water consumption level of the building. So the next is water monitoring. So if we monitor the consumption of water well, we can save even more water. So the idea is to monitor it and make sure that water consumption is utilized adequately. So what we are doing for that reason, we are using the water meters. So basically we are measuring how many amount of waters used in which purpose. So and for that reason we utilize the water meters with pulse output. For me as a organizer of this workshop, it was confusing what this pulsed output means. So for that reason, and maybe you also do not will fully understand what does that mean. So I just give you the picture of this water meters, pulsed water meters. So here is the number. So it's automatically measures all this water. So in the picture explains it better than the words. So the same thing I can say based on my experience, I can say about the BREEAM documentation. It has a very I don't know, tough words to understand. The third interesting subcategory is water leak detection. If the building has no leaks, it is very good. But what if it has, and how to prevent it? So the interesting thing is that BREEAM can be applied for all types of the buildings, and the residential buildings, for gyms, for the laboratories, and for everything, as I get. So for that reason, the application is divided into two categories. It is residential building and all other buildings. So the first question is the building has a leak detection system? If yes, we award 1 credit for that. If no, I'm sorry. And if for the residential buildings, if the water have some leak, the person living in that building should have an access for flow controlling devices. So basically, he just have an could regulate and turn off the tube that is leaked. And in case of other non-residential buildings, there should be an uh, 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 I'm sorry, there should be the flow control devices that monitors how many amount of water is used for each of WC area, and the isolation valves are the thing that I've previously shown discussed. So, and the last category is WAT 04. It is water efficient equipment. But surprisingly, it is not about the equipment. It is about the utilization of water in other purposes. It is the utilization of water for other purposes that were not discussed in the water 01, which is the sanitary and also for the drinking water. So the question is are there any water consumption sources? For example, are you utilizing the irrigation or car washing or any other purposes you are using the water? So if no, it is not stated well. It just says that you do not have to discuss, no, go through the water 04, but seems like we need to award one BREEAM credit if we are not using any extra waters for any other reasons. If we are using for the other purposes, it should be meaningful. So we need to reduce the additional water consumption to the minimum. So the idea is in an example of the irrigation or landfill. So we need to count every droplet of water because it is very important. So so drop feed system should be utilized for an irrigation, or irrigation should be conducted only by the precipitation, so to save the tapped water, or we need to choose the plants that are strong enough to live in hot conditions because they consume less water, or thinking all scenarios to minimize the water consumption. And that's the idea of water 04. And if we have the additional water consumption source and we are utilizing the water meaningfully, we award one credit for that. And that's all for the BREEAM. And my colleague Navid will continue.
Thank you, Cengiz. Greetings to all. So the last certification system that we are considering is the WELL. Can you share the screen, Cengiz? Because I'm accessing through my phone. I don't have that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I can.
It's okay. So as the certification system has been reviewed through 2 workshops, so I will be very succinct and briefly explain that. Next slide, please. So what is WELL certification system? It is a system for measuring, certifying, and monitoring the performance of building, which are impacting the health and well-being. And it has 3 certification systems, which is platinum, gold, and silver. Next. So this is the WELL scoring procedure, how this certification system ranks and rates the building. So here there is in the top right side we can see there are some words, abbreviations like TP is for total precondition, PA is for precondition achieved, TO is for total optimization, OA is for optimizations achieved, and W is for the wellness score. So if a building has been enrolled or maybe enrolled to the certificate system of WELL, if those conditions, which is pass, if the PA over TP, which is the preconditions achieved, and TO is total optimization, is equal to 1, and then if it is more than 5, so that will be passed. The WELL scoring procedure, where have you gone? Okay. Cengiz? can you share? Uh, s- sorry, guys. So here, total mark of the well certification is 10, but in some case, it can outweigh to 12. If there is the points are lower than 4, so that will be not acceptable for the certification system of well. And if it is more than 5, it will be kind of satisfied, but not in a based way. But when it is more than 7 till 8 and 9 till 10, we can see the gold scores and platinum scores. So well certification system, it has 8 factors, where here I have considered the water and wastewater management, and the total mark for the water management is 5. I will be focusing on that in more details in the upcoming slides. Next. So here, related to the well certification system, there are 7 factors, 7 categories, followed by mind, comfort, fitness, light, nourishment, water, and air. Actually, related to the previous 3 certification system, we have analyzed that water in those 4 certification system is not considered as important as key factor as others, like energy or maybe comfort or light or some other parts. So it is in this 7 category. Related to the well certification system, uh, they claim that the standards should promote a safe and clean water through the proper filtration system, through the proper recycling part, and through the filtration from the contaminants. And also, the all projects, it should have at least 1 drinking water dispenser with a project boundary for drinking water. And as well as for the waste management, it includes the disposal of hazardous waste, and also including the construction and demolishing waste. For the waste water management, they have an argument that they have to mitigate the environmental contamination and associated exposures to hazardous waste. Next slide. So here, there are the 8 well water features, or we can just say it as W1 till 8, W8, water 1, water 8 features, and also the management. So it is started from the fundamental water quality. You can here see that in the fundamental water quality, there are no assigned points, and it contains the sediment thresholds, meet the organisms thresholds that it should be less than or equal to 1 NTU, and also they monitor the fundamental water parameters. Next, next feature is water contaminants. There are some rules that has to be satisfied, like it should have meet the dissolved metal thresholds, meet the organic pollutant, meet the disinfectant byproducts, meet herbicides and pesticides, meet the fertilizer, meet the public water addictive, and also monitor the water and contaminant parameters. As in the third feature, it is the Legionella control, as the Legionella is a kind of disease which are infectious by bacteria, I think. So in this part, the well certification system has some rules related to the implement the Legionella management plan, water system inventory, hazard analysis of water assessed, and also the documentation, verification, and validation procedures. So after in the fourth feature, they have assigned some point in the well certification system, which is the enhanced water quality. So every single building, or maybe in some other parts of uh, industrial or residential building, they have to meet the drinking water taste properties, and they have assigned it 1 point for that. So if it is satisfied, there will be 1 point for that. Next feature is the water quality consistency. They have assigned 2 points for that. 1 for the test and display water quality, and the next one is the filtered drinking water. 1 point for each one. In the drinking water promotion, there is only 1 point assigned, which is for the ensured drinking water access. So in every building, or maybe in every other part of the world, or every other areas, there should be an access to the drinking water. Other sub indicators here is the water dispenser maintenance, and also the outdoor drinking water access. The seventh feature for the water management and water feature is the moisture management. They have assigned 3 points for this, which is the managing the exterior liquid water, the isolate the moisture sensitive material, manage interior liquid water. So 3.1 for each indicators. The last feature for the water is hand washing. So there is only 2 points. First one is they provide the adequate sink. It should be properly washed, or maybe some other adequate sink. And the next one is they provide the hand washing support. So 2 points for that. Can you go one slide next? Related to the wastewater management and waste management in the well certification system, there were limitations and restrictions. So there were less information and resource related to that. Whatever I could find is related to the waste management. So in the waste management of the well feature, it includes the well feature that it has to require the safe ongoing management, disposal of hazardous waste, including construction and demolition waste. So it has only 1 point for managing the hazardous waste. It's only 1 point, and it has 2 indicators, or 2 categories. First one is the waste stream plan address the management of the following, which is in the right side. I will explain it later. And the next one is the waste stream plan includes the following. So for the first category, it includes the batteries, management of batteries, pesticides, mercury containing equipment and lump, and waste receptacle access. And for the second category, it is for waste or source reduction, including the prevention, minimization, and reuse, and recycling and materials recovery, and the disposal of waste. So only 1 point has been assigned for the waste management. Next slide. Can you open the final remark, the comparison, and the conclusion part? Shingas? So guys, this is the last slide, comparison and conclusion. Would you maximize it? Shingas, can you make it full screen? So as a comparison, we have observed that in case of for certification system, water is not in the main grading and main ranking part. So it is after the 7th or maybe 8th. It has been placed in the 8th or 7th grade. So according to the this for certification system, green globes and lead, they have outweigh the related to the water rather than the well and dream. So in the green globes, we have 11% of water have been covered by the green globes, and 11.4%, which is 12 out of 110 by lead. Whereas in the well and bream, it is only 6.6% and 5%. So there are not that much initiative from the water perspective. So in the green globes, there were 1,000 points, but water has only 110 points, which is for the categories like consumption 9 point, boilers and heaters 4 point, water intensive application 18 point, water treatment 3 point, metering 11 point, and irrigation 18 point. For the lead certification system, they have one claim, one argument that the water consumption should be reduced at least 20%. So I mean, below the 20%, they will assign 0 points. So it should be at least 20%. And they have assigned 12 points out of 100 points, 10 points for water use reduction, and 2 points for the water metering. For the well application, there is only 5 points for water, which they have assigned for subcategories like water quality consistency 1 point, drinking water promotion 2 point, hand washing 1 point, and enhanced water quality, once again 1 point. As for the BREEAM, it has contained only 6.6% of the whole certification system, and they have assigned 10 points out of 115 points for water and wastewater management. But in the BREEAM certification system, Kazakhstan, or maybe we can say Nur Sultan city, has been placed in the perception of zone 3. So out of 10 points, for water consumption, it is 5 points. For water monitoring, 1 point. For leak detection, 3 points for the BREEAM certification system. So finally, we can, as a final remark, we can analyze that most of the certification system argument, and they're claiming that there should be a reduction in the water consumption, firstly. Secondly, there should be a proper filtration and also recycling system from the contaminant and some other bacteria. The other argument is that there should be drinkable water access, indoor and outdoor of the building or maybe any other part. And also the water quality, the concentration of contaminants must be minimum. So they have focused on the reduction of water consumption as a whole, maybe at home or buildings. Not only for potable water consumption, but mostly for reduction of water consumption. And this is a big question for me and for our group, that why these certification systems are not that much initiative in the water part, as water is very critical and vital for the humans and environment. So why they are not that much paying more attention on water? And we have to find the answer maybe later on. So this was the end of our workshop. If you have any question, please go on and do not hesitate.
Thank you very much.
And also, this is so as the two workshops have been assigned the Kahoot game, and they have prepared that. So we wanted something new. So this is the crossword assignment for you. Maybe you can try it, and we can make it. You can have it, and you can solve it.
Across 2 is 20%. Ah, no, same. Yes, 20. 20.
Yes, it's right. You can make it
Yeah, it's correct.
by your own. Now we have a question and answer session. Do you have any question?
Okay, guys, please feel free to ask questions to them. It seems that the presentation is over. And yes, we are now having a session, question and answers. Just ask everything to clarify. Okay.
Actually, I want to say thank you guys for your presentation. It was really nice, and I have no questions, so just congratulations. And
Thank you, Alexei. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexei.
Professor, at the end, if it was time, I can have a question from you related to this, a concern related to the water, maybe after the QA session.
Go on, you can ask now.
The question is, Professor, after too many research that we have done related to this certification system, two of the certification system, which is CASB and DGNB, they have kind of very less information related to the water. And for the well certification and BREEAM, there are less information about related to the water, but there are no exact information related to the wastewater management. So how can we access those information firstly, and why they are not putting?
It means that there is not such a criteria in the assessment. You cannot access. I mean, those certification systems do not give credits for wastewater management because, you know, wastewater is just leaving the building, and they think that it is the problem of not building. It is the problem of infrastructure. So they are just not considering it. For wastewater, it's clear. And most of the buildings, green buildings, are not dealing with building level treatments. Okay, this is not the case, at least for now. Maybe in the future there will be such things, but not now. And wastewater is not a part of mostly the green building certification systems. In terms of water, it is also surprising that the water itself is not considered very important, as also you highlighted. The maximum point is around 15%. And you said also that lead, for example, is given a credit up to 12%. So this is maybe the maximum amount. So water is not one of the most critical parameters among the others, because there are some other certain things, and most probably the green building certification systems thinking that those are more important than water. Anyway, if you have a kind of building zone in a water scare place, like maybe in Middle East or somewhere, you can give higher credits for water. Maybe it is the same in some part of Kazakhstan too, if there is water scarcity. Okay, so this is the whole point, guys. Do you remember that what I've been telling you, why we are organizing those workshops? I've been always telling you that green building certification systems are designed for typical context of cities or countries. And if you wanna use a green building certification system for Kazakhstan, for example, you have to adjust it. You have to develop a new one, just answering correct questions based on the requirements of the country, requirements of the cities. That's why we are organizing those workshops. And the second part of the workshop is just dedicated to design a new green building certification system for Kazakhstan. Okay, this is the whole idea. And in the second session roundtable, I mean, on Thursday, if you think that water is important in the country, in this country, in this city, Astana, you can give higher points if you like. Okay, it's on your hands. I mean, it is your decision. But you should be able to compare water with the others. And do not forget that green building certification system has lots of factors, and water is just one of them. Okay, this is my answer anyway.
Thank you, Professor. Okay.
Okay, guys, do you have any question for the organizers? Dear organizers, it was a good presentation. I like it. And to me, everything was clear. It was easy to follow presentation, and you identified the required information, extract them, and deliver it to us very well. And also, you did a kind of good comparison at the end. It is also nice. So it's satisfactory. Thank you very much. And I don't have any question for you too.
Okay, then.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Maybe now they can have their assignment.
What is the assignment?
The assignment is the crossword assignment, that there are certain questions and they have to fill it in the crossed way, maybe vertical or horizontal.
Yeah, but it is.
Are we supposed to do it now?
It is not dynamic. It seems that it is not. We are not able to add anything on screen. It is not dynamic.
Okay, maybe on Thursday they can.
No,
Have it.
people are not able to write anything. It seems that it is not responding. But just a quick idea for you. And if you develop something like crossword on Moodle, Moodle is a kind of dynamic system. It gives you a kind of dynamic response chance. So Moodle is doing it. So it is just an idea for the next time. There are some alternatives in Moodle to make such activities. Okay, guys.
Okay.
And if you have, if
Could you please? I'm
Alex,
sorry, can you hear me?
go on.
Professor, could you please clarify, because we are going to make a final report on our energy and carbon footprint reduction topic, right?
Yes.
And maybe that information would be useful for the another groups. So do you want us to make a report like with the same design as the previous group made?
Okay.
I mean, because I know you want to use it right
Yeah.
in the
do
future.
you
or
have any? Are you criticizing that the earlier report is not good? Maybe do you think that you are going to provide something better, or are you happy with the earlier one?
I mean, no. We just I just want to know what you want it to be like.
Okay,
I mean,
not me. Actually, this is a kind of group work. Everybody has a right to make a comment. What I want, what
yeah. I mean, you as the
I am
supervisor
going. I
of
am
that.
thinking that. Sorry, I am thinking that we should combine all of them at the end. Okay, then we are going to make them wall. Okay, so we are going to have 6 components, and if every component is different than each other, it is going to create lots of trouble. So that's why I am
Yeah, yeah.
advising my students. I mean, my round table. I mean, organizers, workshop organizers, to be on the same line with the earlier works. And the first work, I like it. I see that they created an Excel sheet, a point system. It was a kind of working system. You can still do something different. Okay, it is possible, Alexi, if you have a better idea. But don't forget that tool should be on Excel. Okay, so we are going to basically, we are going to create another sheet of the Excel in the same workbook. So you are free to make anything, but it is good to have something in the same line with the other reports. I mean, we have only one example, and if you think that that example is not the best, yes, we have still on the second stage. I mean, on your case, we can improve it and we can continue with the way you suggested. It's possible.
Professor, do we have some Google sheet or something? I mean, the table, the Excel sheet.
Yes,
Because I only saw a PDF presentation of the
I
final
think I
report.
put it on Moodle. Didn't I?
Okay, I will check it out. I will check it out. I
No,
didn't see it.
just let me check now. It is important. Let me check it now. I thought that I put it on Moodle. Let me check. Yeah, and if you go to Moodle, you will see that there are 2 files uploaded. One is manual, the other one is consolidated assessment. Okay, assessment in is the Excel sheet. Manual is the explanation of the manual. I mean the Excel sheet, how to assess. So we are also expecting. I am expecting the same from your side, your group, and every groups of organizers. Create a manual for an Excel sheet. The Excel sheet is the assessment sheet. Okay, so the first sample is on Moodle. You can access it. If something is not clear, please connect with the people. I mean, created those files, the earlier group, and they will clarify for us. Anyway, at the end, we are going to combine everything together, and most probably I am going to ask you that have a look again for everything, and we will find a way to combine them. Okay, it is on me. The last stage, I am going to organize the last stage, but now you are going to write a report, a manual, not a report, a manual and a Excel sheet. Okay, for assessment.
So, Professor, so we have to prepare the report and the Excel sheet, right?
Yeah, report
Separately.
is the manual. Report is the manual. How to use the. Actually, it is
Yeah.
the kind of short introduction and something to make people ready. So yeah, exactly. It is exactly. It is a report and manual. Okay, it is a manual for the Excel sheet. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, thank you very much for the second week organizers. Sorry, third. This is third week organizers, and it is today. We are finished, and we will continue with the roundtable discussions. There were 4 students missing today, actually. I couldn't follow them who they are, but my assistant will do it. So anyway, I will see you on Thursday, and we will continue on roundtable discussions. Please do not miss it. It is essential. I mean, your attendance is essential. And one more thing, please. There is no break on next week. Okay, we will continue. The break is coming on after 2 weeks later. I mean, 2 weeks later. Okay, we will follow the same academic calendar as it is proposed by the Nazarbayev University. Okay, see you guys. It is the end of the day. See you on Thursday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Professor, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Thank you.
Professor.
Goodbye.